Hi and welcome to Yoga with India. I'm India and I'm really excited to take you through a hip opener yoga practice today. It's going to be a short practice, and as you can see, I'm outside my favourite place to practice yoga. So I'm going to ask you, if you can, to take this practice outside too. If you can't, then maybe see if you can take your mat by a window and open a window, just let that fresh air come in if it's not too cold. Or maybe take your mat by your pot plants and embrace nature that way. It just, for me, is a great way to connect, be present, and really just tap in to the here and now when I'm surrounded by the outdoors and nature. And obviously today, I've been blessed by the sun and beautiful blue sky too, so that does add to it. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to do a hip opener practice today. If you're used to sort of sitting by a desk all day, you might feel like your hips crunch in quite a lot, so you want to open up that area. It's really important to do that, but do go at your own pace and just enjoy as well. Okay, so just going to start by taking a comfortable seat, either cross-legged, or if that's not for you, you can always pop your legs out in front of you, maybe just cross at the ankles, or just lengthen the legs out like this. So whatever suits you. We're going to remove our bottom cheeks from the side to the side and just ground our sit bones down into the mat. Find our core, so we're going to draw our pelvic floor all the way up, draw our belly button through to spine, find that nice long spine going up the top of the neck, top of the head, reaching nice and tall. Resting the backs of the hands on the knees, palms facing up to the sky, and just gently closing the eyes. Good. So just letting the lips gently press against each other, and beginning to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Starting with a couple of deep breaths to begin with. So really noticing where that breath's hitting as you inhale. A lot of the time you find that we just take our breath to our chest. So if you're finding that, see if you can take that breath further down to the pit of the belly. Really notice how the belly rises and falls with the breath. Notice it expand with your inhale and release with the exhale. Just notice the breath going to new places as you begin to focus it further down the body. Feel the rib cage rise and fall as well. Good. So a couple more breaths here just to center ourselves. Really focusing on the breath. Clearing the mind, knowing our breath is always there for us whenever we need it. Good. Okay, so growing a little bit taller out of your seat now. And then gently placing the fingertips by your side, maybe walking the fingertips out a little further, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. And when you're ready, gently blinking the light back in. Good. Okay, we're going to begin by taking an inhale all the way up to the sky. Look at our palms, clasp our hands together, and then press our hands away from us. Draw the chin down to the chest. Good. For that length through the back. And now taking our gaze all the way up to the sky. Good. And then releasing the arms, just rotating the wrists down. Taking our hands to the side this time, we're going to stretch over to the right side. So taking that nice full stretch, trying to line the arm up with the ear so we're not curving over. We want to keep that feeling, those shoulders back, feeling open. Good. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can always come down to the forearm. Just watch that the left knee doesn't want to pop up, the left sit bone doesn't want to pop up. We want to keep those pressed down to the mat. Good. And then sweeping the arms, so we're going to come over to the right. Really feeling that stretch right down from the hip. Keeping that shoulder back if you can. If you want to, coming down to the forearm. Good. Okay, this time we're going to sweep the arms up to the sky. We're now going to drop our arms right down to the right. So the right hand comes behind us, our left hand crosses over to the knee or the thigh. We're going to inhale out of your seat. Exhale, take a gentle twist round. So really trying to draw those shoulders and the full core round to the back. Just keep it gentle to begin with as we're just starting out. Good. Twists are great for detoxing the body. Perfect if you're practicing in the morning. Good. Okay, and then taking the arms all the way up as you come back to the centre, dropping them back down to the left this time. So right hand's going to cross over, left hand's going to come behind you. We're going to inhale out of your seat and exhale, turn to face the back. Drawing out of your core, try to draw your belly button into the spine as you twist. Good. And then slowly coming all the way back round. Good. Okay, just walking those hands out in front of you, keeping your glutes flat down on the floor, and then pressing those palms down onto the floor. We're going to drop the head through the arms. Just notice the knees soften a little bit further here. Breathe, let the body surrender. Good. Okay, slowly walking all the way back up. Okay, we're just going to rock forward now onto all fours. So we're going to take our knees to our in line with our hips and our hands right underneath our shoulders, spreading your fingers nice and wide. We want to create that nice gorgeous tabletop, so engaging the core. We're just going to warm the spine up now with our cat and cow. So drawing the belly button up through to spine, we're going to press the hips forward, we're going to look through the legs, allow the head to drop. Exhale, take the belly low, let the tailbone go high, chest leads. Good. And again, drawing that belly button all the way up. Feeling that contraction here, pressing the hips forward, letting the head drop. Exhale, let the belly soften as the tailbone goes high and the chest leads. Good, look up to the sky. And again, one more time, drawing that belly button all the way up. Feel that arch. Good, taking it into the shoulders even. And then let that belly soften, puppy dog belly here, as we let the tailbone go high and the chest go high too. Good. Okay, evening yourself up, finding that gorgeous tabletop again. And now we're just going to take our knees out to the side, feet together, and sink back into an open hip child's pose. So this one should feel really good. Sinking the glutes down into the heels, walking the hands as far away from you as possible. If you can, pressing the forehead down to the mat, in particular in between the brow line, just releasing the nervous system there with a bit of pressure. Really trying to sink that weight back into the heels. And a couple of deep breaths here. Trying to keep it active by stretching the arms away from you, widening the fingers, grounding those fingertips down into the mat. Good. One more breath here. Excellent. And then slowly coming all the way back up onto all fours. Just drawing the knees back in so you find that tabletop alignment. And now we're going to tuck our toes under and come up into our downward facing dog. Good. So first one of the class, so it might feel a little bit tight here. So let's have a little dance, have a little move in a groove. So just wiggling the hips, pressing through the heels, walking through the feet, maybe sticking a leg up in the air, bending the knee, whatever feels good for you right now. Just have a wiggle on your mat, using your downward facing dog as a base. Good. Okay, and when you're ready, taking as many steps all the way up to the top of your mat, just hanging out here like a rag doll, maybe grabbing hold of the elbows, rocking from side to side. Good, dropping the hands down now and rolling up. Head's going to be the last thing to come up. Good. Okay, so finding yourself at the top of your mat now. Feet are going to be in a parallel position. And we're going to do 2 rounds of sun salutation A. So the first round is going to be a little bit more simplified, and then we're going to take it up a level the second round. Just go at a pace that feels good for you. Okay, just follow my lead. Okay, so finding yourself in a parallel position, feet together, palms by your side, shoulders back away from ears. Feel that space between the ears and the shoulders. Good. Connecting that core, drawing that core up, belly button through to spine. All right, here we go. We're going to inhale, hands are going to come up. We're going to look at our thumbs. Exhale, folding down over the legs. Look through the legs. Drop the head. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hands come down and we step back into plank. Good. Drop the knees down. Drop the, bending the elbows. We want to keep them right back. We're going to drop the chin down, chest down, hips down. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest slightly, baby cobra. Good. We're now going to keep our elbows back and we're going to push back into box, tuck our toes under and then send our tailbone back up into downward facing dog. Good. Taking a few deep breaths here. Okay, we want to spread our fingers out as wide as we can, just as we did in box. Really rooting those fingers down into the mat. Allow the head to drop through, maybe giving a little bit of a shake. Looking right through the legs. If you find that it's a little bit too much pressure on the lower back, you're welcome to bend the knees a little bit. Take that pressure off. Good. Okay, a couple of deep breaths here. This is a great place to connect back to the breath, back to that focus, back to that present moment. Good. Okay, and when you're ready, we're going to lift the heels, bend the knees, and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold over the legs. And inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to the top, palms meet. Exhale, down to heart center. Hands going to come down by your side. Good. All right, we're going to go again. Here we go. Inhale, hands are going to come all the way up. We look at our thumbs. And exhale, release, forward fold over the legs. Look through the legs. See the world upside down here. And then inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hands come down and we step back into plank. All right, this is where we're going to take it up a level. If you want to, do what we did before, where you just drop the knees and then the chin, chest. If you want to take it up a level, keep the knees up. We're going to bend the elbows back and we're going to hover off the mat, full body, and then push through into full cobra or upward facing dog when knees and thighs are off the mat. Good, lifting that chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. So once again, letting the head drop, spreading those fingers nice and wide, rooting those heels down into the mat. A couple of deep breaths here. Good. So really trying to send that breath right down to the pit of the stomach. Full expanse of the breath. Good. Okay, and when you're ready, lifting the heels, bending the knees and stepping or jumping to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold over the legs. And inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to the top, palms meet. Exhale, down to heart center. Hands by your side. Good, okay, so we're now going to take a nice wide stance with our mat. Slightly pigeon toe the feet. Good. Bring our hands to our waist. We're going to take the elbows back. Okay. So we're going to do another forward fold here. So taking an inhale, and as we exhale, folding over, keeping those elbows back as much as you can. Almost imagine you've got a piece of string tying them together. Forward fold so you get that nice, straight, flat back. And to the point where you don't think you can go any further, we're then going to release the arms and then release the chest and the head all the way down. Completely surrender here, looking through the legs. If you can, walk the hands back as much as you can. Really allow that head to drop, allow that neck to release. If you need to bend the knees here slightly, do so. Good. Real sense of surrender, get that gorgeous stretch through the backs of the legs. Good. Okay, we're now going to walk our hands over to our right side and bend our right knee. We're then going to open up our left leg, flex our left foot. So we've got that nice straight left leg, bending the right knee. We're now going to go and come into a bit of an animalistic move. We're going to walk over to our left side, pressing our toes into the mat as we walk our hands over to the left, flexing the right foot. We're going to do the same. The idea is trying to get your pelvis as low as you can, walking through. So really opening up the hips here. You can stay one side longer than the other if that suits you. Good. If you can, trying to keep this foot flat down on the mat. I can't, but I'm trying. So flexing that foot. Good, working through those hips, trying to get those hips down. Good. All right, last one. Evening ourselves up. Last side, good. Flexing that foot, excellent. And then coming back to that center point. Straightening the legs, maybe turning the toes in a little more if they were turned out. Dropping the head down one last time. Good. And then reversing that motion up, so coming back up to the center. Placing the hands in the waist, taking those elbows back as much as you can, tying that piece of string together through the elbows. And then gently coming all the way back up. Nice. Okay, stepping back up to the top of your mat. I'm just going to take a quick vinyasa down to the floor. So just follow my lead again. So hands by your side. We're going to inhale, hands coming all the way up. We look at our thumbs. And exhale, folding down over your legs. We're going to inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hands come down. We step back into plank. Good. Bending the elbows, pushing through into cobra. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. And this time bending the knees down, shifting the weight forward, coming back into our box. So we're going to line our hands up with our shoulders and our knees up with our hips, spreading those fingers out. We should feel quite comfortable in this pose now. I'm going to come into our tiger pose. So we're going to lift the right leg up to the sky. So lifting the right leg up, flexing the foot. Good. And then drawing the chest up as well. Nice. All right, from here we're going to draw the nose and knee in. So draw the nose in to meet the knee. Find that contraction. And then going back again, taking that leg up, flexing the foot, lifting the chest. So similar feeling to what we did with the cat and cow. Good, drawing that belly button up, finding the arch, looking through the legs. And then taking that leg back up, flexing the foot, lifting the chest. Good, and again, drawing the nose and knee in together. Good, taking the leg back up. And this time we're going to thread the knee all the way through, but we're going to place the right knee to the right wrist. We're going to walk that foot forward. We're going to lengthen our left leg behind us, sink our hips down into the mat. Good. Take a couple of breaths here. If you've got a block or a book or even just a jumper, and you can always pop it right underneath your supporting glute. So this will be your right glute. If you find you've got a bit of space between the mat and your bottom cheek. Okay, so lifting the chest. We're then going to surrender and walk our hands out as far as we can. Good, allowing the forehead to touch the mat. And then walking the hands out a little bit further, completely surrendering here. So you want to really release the shoulders down. And any areas of discomfort, send that exhale to those areas. So rather than holding the breath away from it, you want to really press that breath towards it. Good. So really surrender here. Allow the weight of the pelvis to fall through. Deep breaths, good. Good. Feeling that his hips open. Nice. One more deep breath here. And then walking the hands all the way back up. Okay, we're going to lengthen that right leg away from us into a cobra just to release out the hips. Good. And then sink back into a child's pose. Treat yourself to closed hip child's pose here for a few seconds. Nice. And then coming all the way back up onto all fours. Lining yourself back up. Ready to go on the other side. So this time left leg comes up. We're going to flex the foot. Lift the chest. And then drawing the nose and knee in together. Taking the leg back up. Flexing the foot, lift the chest. Feel it stretch through the abs. And drawing the nose and knee in together. One more time, taking the foot back up. Good, nose and knee in together. And then leg goes back up. We then draw it all the way through, placing the knee to the left wrist, extending the right leg out this time, sinking those hips down into the mat. Lift the chest slightly. If you need to pop a block underneath your glute, then do so. Add a little bit of extra support there. And then surrendering, walking the hands out as far as you can. Forehead down to the mat, same idea as we did before. A little bit of pressure through the brow line, releasing the nervous system. Good. And deep breaths here. See if you can walk those hands out as far as you can. Try not to take any pressure or tension into the shoulders. Sometimes we can do so if we've got an area sort of around here, maybe in this pose, that feels a little bit tense. We can try and shift it to another part of the body. It's important to completely surrender. Full body surrender. Good. Good, really taking that breath further down to the pit of the stomach. Nice. One side might feel a little tighter than the other. That's completely normal. Good. All right, one more deep breath here. And then slowly walking the hands back up. Lengthening the leg away from you. Nice. Cobra here. Good. Lifting the chest. And then sinking back into your closed hip child's pose. Good. Slowly coming back up onto all fours. Tucking the toes under, back into downward facing dog. Okay, so we can either just step through now and sit down and then lengthen the legs away from you, or you can try and go for the little hop jump. So if you want to try and do that, we're going to lift the heels, bend the knees, and then lift the legs off the floor, cross the legs and push them through. Something like that. Okay. We're going to come down to a line flat down in the mat. So just doing a little bit of core control as we do this, placing the soles of the feet on the floor. Hands are going to come out in front of you. We're going to work through every part of the vertebrae as we slowly drop down to the floor. So engaging that core, just noting it and noticing every part of the spine. Drop down. Good. And lying down on the mat. All right, soles of the feet are going to come together now. Supta Baddha Konasana. We're going to place one hand on our belly, one hand on our chest, on our heart. Walking the elbows out to the side, allowing the shoulders to release down. Closing the eyes. Feeling this gorgeous release. Imagine you've got two weights on your knees, allowing your knees and your hips to open further. Feel those glutes soften. We often find that we hold a lot of tension in our glutes. If we allow those to soften, we're naturally going to feel those hips open. Knees will fall further out to the side. As you've got your hand on your belly and your chest, just notice the rise and fall with the breath. Good. I'm lucky I've got the sun beaming down on my face right now, but if that's not happening for you, you can always imagine it. Imagine you've got the sun right above you, the heat beating down on the face, warming the soul up. Good. Okay, we're now going to release the hands and take them to a cactus pose. So this is where we take our arms into a right angle, bending at the elbows. Back so the hands can rest on the floor. Just a great way to open up the chest. Good. And gently drawing the knees back in, placing the soles of the feet on the mat. And then drawing the knees into the chest. Body stretch, arms come above the head, reaching away with the toes. Taking one big inhale and exhale, releasing down, allowing the arms to your side. You reach. Amazing work, everyone. Okay, here we're just gonna find ourselves in a comfortable place, lying down on the mat. Maybe taking the arms a little up to the end of your practice. Allowing the feet to fall to the side, knees fall, and just allow the body to completely soften. Good. Just take a moment to connect back to the breath, to know that your breath, your power, your breath is always there for you. Just take a few moments to acknowledge its power. For a little bit longer. So, or arms above the head, full body stretch. Good. Rolling over to your side, drawing the knees in, placing the hands on the floor, and then pressing up to your seat. Going back to that comfortable seat that you took at the beginning of the session. This time palms down to the knees, a sense of grounding at the end of class. And if they're not already open, gently blinking the light back in. Good. Okay, inhale, hands coming all the way up, palms meet. Exhale down to heart center. And again, inhale, hands coming all the way up, palms meet. Exhale down to heart center. One more time, inhaling, hands coming all the way up. Exhale down to heart center. Bow the head to the heart and the heart to the ground. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love this practice and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.